because I doubt if we'll have time to take some other headlines. Okay, so I'm just trying to just go through the Super Eagles list that was released about 30 minutes or thereabouts ago, and I don't know. As I was going through it, before I say, lo and behold, 3:30. Oh, okay. So I have them. SAMIES, I know probably you've also seen that list. We'll talk more about it. And please, SAMIES, I'm appealing to you. Don't over criticize the list. Okay? Just you know the way I would like these things to go. All right. So we also talk about Manchester United on the show this afternoon. In the morning, I played the voice of part owner of the club side, Sir 𝐂𝐈𝐒, and where he was just talking about the vision, what they meant to ground. And United are hoping to build 100,000 capacity in terms of the size of the stadium they're looking at. 100,000 capacity of the structure they're looking at. Just looking for a word to use now. All right, so 100,000. That's much. That will be the biggest in England. Not even Wembley have got that number. Not Tottenham Sports Stadium, and they also are also looking to build one. Everton are moving to their new home. Don't have that number, but United with 100 in terms of the capacity. Oh, that's close. Not even okay. Not that my kind of comes to mind. Okay, so Paul Pogba is back on the. I was on the pitch, but his ban ended today. He's a free agent. He's got no club. He's looking for one. Will he get one? Maybe in the US. I don't know. Maybe in Europe. I don't know. Maybe in Saudi Arabia. I don't know. Maybe in the MPFL. But no chance in the MPFL. The window is closed. It's shut. Okay, so let's start the show with what concerns us, and what concerns us has got to do with the Super Eagles. The Super Eagles, the squad list for the World Cup qualifier against Rwanda on the 21st of March by 5 p.m. and against Zimbabwe on the 25th of March by 5 p.m. 2 games, 6 points, not negotiable. Goalkeepers Stanley Nwabali, Amos Obasogie, and Kayode Bankole from Remo Stars. Defenders William Chus II, Bright Osai Samuel, Bruno Oyemechi, Calvin Bassey, Olaoluwa Aina, and Igor Ogbu. Someone is saying, let me go check who is that guy online. You can go check, but we'll tell you more about that. Midfielders are Wilfred Ndidi, Raphael Onyedika of Club Brugge, Alazan Yusuf Abdullahi, Alex Iwobi, Joseph Ayodele Aribo, Papa Daniel Mustafa. These are beginning to see new names. Okay, forwards Samuel Chukwueze, Victor Osimhen, Ademola Lookman, Victor Boniface, Simon Moses, Sodi Kumar, Nathan Teller, and Tolu Arokodare. Okay, you have it. The list are out. The likes of Sir Dezes, Kelechi Iheanacho did not make this list. Okay, so be it. SAMIES, your thoughts? Like I said, please, they're there. Okay, they're there. Me, I don't know how to fast for things like this, but please don't tell me to fast and pray. I can only wish them all the best. SAMIES, over to you. Take it from here.
It's always nicer to be a part of the show this afternoon. And then starting from what really concerns us, we know that the data is coming in thick and fast for the Super Eagles, first on the 21st of March against Rwanda away from home. And then we come back to Nigeria to play against that's Zimbabwe on the 25th there in Uyo. But we know the significance, the importance of these 2 games that we want to play. And from 39-man list now to 23. Well, how has 𝐿, how has it come down to this final list of players how did the players get his trust? I don't know how I'll put it, but then we know that for that's the goalkeeping department. Yes, for what's his name now?
Francis Uzor?
No, not Francis Uzor. Maduka Okoye, yeah. He didn't make the list because he just was in goal in his first game. That was over on Monday night.
The one they played 1-1 against Lazio?
Yeah.
Okay, last night.
That was his first game.
After the little suspension.
After the suspension. And then we know that that's so much of a short time for him to be involved with the Super Eagles of Nigeria. But for the goalkeeping department, yes, I would say okay for that. Amaso Basioge, well, even though maybe we are not seeing him play week in, week out, for 𝐃𝐈𝐒 Bankole, who is a part of the side that looks like they will win their first NPFL title. It's actually a great nod for them. And the defensive department also, William Troost-Ekong, yes, the captain of the side. He was the most valuable player at the African Cup of Nations. We know the leader that he is. Brighter side summer with Fenerbahce. That's for, I would say, Mourinho's side. We know how much he has been a soldier for Jose Mourinho. Bruno Onyemaechi. Have we seen much of Bruno Onyemaechi? Maybe not. But you talk about the likes of Calvin Bassey and Olaoluwa. We see these guys week in, week out. Calvin Bassey with Fulham and Olaoluwa, one of the best right backs in the 2024-2025 football season. Yes, okay, that's and for that's Igor Ogbu, who trades his game. That's for Slavia Prague. That's in Czechia, yeah. He's just 25 years. He's 25 years old. And then you look at who this player is. He plays as a centre back, and we know that this is his first invite. And maybe out of all the defenders in this setup now, he is maybe the most rated. When we talk about statistics, statistics they say actually speaks so much of a volume, and maybe he has that. So it's actually going to be a great one for him. But is he going to get into the mix? Is he going to be starting games for us? We don't know. But then look at the midfield department also with Freddie Didi.
Hold on. Before you get to the midfield, let's stay with the defenders. And here we have 6 names. William Troost-Ekong, Calvin Bassey, and Igor Ogbu are the only central defenders we have. Right, Osai Samuel can play either half.
Left or right.
Bruno Onyemaechi, we know, is a left footer. Olaoluwa can also play either. And here we have just 6 defenders. The strikers, we've got them in their numbers. About 7 of them. 8 of them. Does that speak to the fact that we want to win? We want to score goals, and we don't care what happens in the defense. Because usually you will get to see about 7 defenders when you have the list being released. But this one is the first one under 𝐿, and we've got more forwards than defenders. In fact, the defenders and the midfielders share the same numbers, 6 apiece. So is it telling us that we need to score goals, and score goals are plenty in those 2 qualifiers?
Well, looking at the precedent of a few of these players, Wilfred Didi, we know he can play as a centre back, and Calvin Bassey can play as a left back. I'm not saying this is what he wants to do, but it's also we just overthink these things at times. Calvin Bassey playing as a left back, Wilfred Didi playing as a centre back, that might be an option. Alex Iwobi playing as a right back, that could also be an option. Then, maybe for the majority of the English Premier League games I've seen for Southampton this season, Joseph Adelaribo has been playing as a centre back for Southampton Football Club.
It depends now on the formation and the setup.
It depends on the formation and the setup. And that's why, it would be so much of an exciting watch to see what 𝐿, fingers are crossed. We want to see what he's going to come out with in his first game in charge. Maybe a lot of us will go back to his games with the Malian national team. We see how he set up his side, but we know that they all did well at the African Cup of Nations there in Ivory Coast.
Okay.
That was last year. But then we look at the forward line, because that's mainly my focus, because maybe I might be okay with the midfield, but then we go to the forward line. Samuel Chukwueze, how many games has he played this season? How consistent has he been this season? Victor Osimhen, yes, he's getting the goals in Turkey.
Yeah.
Ademola Lookman, he has 50 goals already for Atlanta Football Club. Good. After how many seasons?
Good.
Then we talk about Victor Boniface.
Okay.
Is it the same player he was last season? And that last season, even how solid he was, he hasn't gotten a goal for the Super Eagles of Nigeria.
Those 10 games.
Well, when we go to Daddy, Simon Moses, a lot of people, if people who don't know him, they call him Daddy. Simon Moses is in a non-struggling side, and there is no dispute. He is, if not their best player.
In
nonce. If not their best player. And the blessing was here last Friday, giving a stance for Moses Simon, saying he is better than anybody we want to put up. Ba Ademola Lookman.
Okay.
And so, talk about Sadiq Umar. Really? Because he scored in consecutive games?
Man, I told you the other time.
Okay, I would take a chill pill on that. We talk about...
You know why I said you should take it cool? What if Sadiq Umar gets us the winning goal in those games? He has been doing that for Valencia.
Now, you look at like for like. Players for like. Now, that we have.
Okay. So
Victor Osimhen.
Yeah.
Sadiq Umar.
Yeah.
Like for like.
Would you,
but will Sadiq Umar give you the energy of Victor Osimhen?
Would you have preferred a Cyril Dessers?
I would have preferred a Cyril Dessers. For crying out loud.
For Sadiq Umar.
For Sadiq Umar.
Go on to the next name.
See,
SAMIES.
Then we have Nathan Teller.
We still have days to talk about this.
We have this. Nathan Teller, he makes the list. He made the list. Well, this season he has been banging in goals for Bayer Leverkusen.
No, don't say banging goals. He has been
in and out. You look at the consistency of the striking department also for that's Bayer Leverkusen.
Yeah.
That's Patrick Schick has been injured at a point. Victor Boniface
also
injured
as a false nine.
He has played as a false nine.
Yeah.
He has played on the flanks also for them. He has played in midfield for that. Then they talk about Tolu Arukudari. Well, all the shouts. He has gotten an invite. Yeah. But are we going to see Tolu Arukudari ahead of these guys when push comes to shove?
Okay, so one name also missing from this list is Dele Bashiru from Lazio. He was back yesterday for his side on the bench when they won. They got a draw, 1-1 against Udinese. And like Sammy said the other time, Udinese the 𝐷𝐿𝐿𝐿. So I was thinking that since he's back to fitness, he'll probably get a call up. But he's not called up. So for me, I just try to sip this thing in and wait. If we don't get the result, I'll come to this name and begin to question how this guy gets. But for now, let it be. It's his first game in charge. So let's support 𝐷𝐿𝐿. Whatever you want to support him with, you want to fast, your case, you want to pray, good for you. But these boys, all I wish them is maximum points in these 2 games. Let's jump and talk about Manchester United. Let me allow you to take a listen to Sir Jim Whitecliffe this afternoon. And when we come back, we'll talk more because it's about building, it's about restructuring. And at a point in time in that interview, I'll come to that, he was calling names of players, good or bad. But let's go pay some bills, and when we come back, we'll talk about Manchester United and talk about the UEFA Champions League tonight. Wow, I can't wait. 6:45 and then 9 p.m.
Tí wọ́n bá bi ọ́ léèrè pé kí o dárúkọ eré ìdíje géèmù mánigbàgbé tó dángájá, bẹ̀tánù ni ìdáhùn rẹ̀ lọ́jọ́kọ́jọ́. Ó yá tààrà ṣàṣà kí ìwọ náà bá wọn jẹ àǹfààní nínú géèmù alárinrin tó fanimọ́ra ní ìpele pẹ̀lú ẹgbẹ̀rún lọ́nà igba 200,000 owó ìkíni káàbọ̀ àti àwọn ẹ̀bùn mìíràn bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. bẹ̀tánù ayò ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ báyìí. Forí pípẹ́ tayò yìí o. Ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ látòrí ọmọ ọdún 18 lọ sókè. Alájọṣepọ̀ ẹgbẹ́ Aston Villa ni wá.
You're listening to 32 FM 94.9.
Some are not good enough. Some probably are overpaid. We're buying Anthony. We're buying Casemiro. We're buying Onana. We're buying Højlund. We're buying Sancho. These are all things from the past. But whether we like it or not, we've inherited those things, so we have to sort it out. So. For Sancho, who now obviously plays for Chelsea and we pay half his wages, we're paying £17 million to buy in the summer. So it takes time for us to move away from the past into a new place in the future.
But are you saying that those players aren't good enough for United?
No, I'm not saying. I'm just saying that we've
overpaid, or what are you getting at there?
Well, some are not good enough. Some probably are overpaid. But for us to mould the squad that we are fully responsible for and accountable for will take time.
All right. Okay. So, SAMIES, over to you.
From everything Sir Jim Ratcliffe has said, we call something inheritance, and he made mention of that. You look at how many players has he even gotten since he completed the takeover. That was in February 2024. Maybe not many players he has gotten into the side. But then you look at the struggles of Manchester United. But it is bold enough, yes, he is their boss. To mention names, mentioned Onana, he mentioned at the point he mentioned Marcus Rashford, saying he's doing fine with Aston Villa. that is the best for him to do so well there. Mention the likes of Casemiro, and then you look at how have they contributed to Manchester United. All these guys, maybe a little quota they have, and we know Manchester United, if not the biggest club side in England, I don't know any club side that comes close. Where you talk about the trophies, you talk about the pedigree of the club sides in England. I know a lot of people might want to mention Liverpool Football Club, but no, I tell you that aside from the UEFA Champions League of that, they are far from what Manchester United really are in England. The pool Manchester United have, that's in England. But for Sir Jim Ratcliffe, I know it has not been easy for him also, still having that 1 billion euros debt that's in to pay off. It's not easy for someone who has a 50% stake, a 25% stake that's within Manchester United. But for me and all of the statements he made, probably is just making the right call so that the players can know that maybe in the coming seasons they are not going to be part of what Manchester United really are. That probably there's going to be an overhaul at the end of the season.
Okay, so let's move away from that. Like I said in the morning, we're not done because we're going to bring in some excerpts from that interview. It granted 2 British media, one with Sky, the other one with BBC. So we'll bring those things to you. I also mentioned planning to build a new stadium for Manchester United.
That isn't really top of their... Well, it's not their problem now.
I thought they were going to expand Old Trafford, but...
From the statement, I think it said the Old Trafford would now be for the female side.
Yeah, and they're looking at, from what I'm seeing on the BBC website, 2 billion British pounds, 100,000 capacity stadium. Let's jump and talk some Champions League football. Take me there, SAMIES, because I like to see how those games will go down tonight, starting from 6:45. Football Club Barcelona will play against Benfica. They lead by a goal to 0, and then we'll have the German team do battle, not in Munich, not in Berlin. It will be in the city of Leverkusen, where Leverkusen will play against Bayern Munich. Inter Milan in Milan will play against Feyenoord, and Liverpool will play against Paris Saint-Germain. And for Paris Saint-Germain, most of the players are speaking, from the head coach to the Georgian Kvaratskhelia, saying, you know what, they're going there and will put everything on the line to get the win tonight against Liverpool Football Club. SAMIES, which of this game is over? Is it the one between Football Club Barcelona or the one between Bayern and Bayer Leverkusen or Inter Milan? Where should we put our eyes tonight? Because it looks like all these games have got winners going to second leg. Barca lead, Bayern lead, Inter lead, Liverpool lead.
Well, which of these games is over? Well, I would actually put my game at the San Siro later tonight. That's Inter against the Feyenoord. That's one game that is over for Inter Milan to go away from home, get a 2-goal advantage against the Feyenoord there in Netherlands, and then going back home with that advantage. We know that they can actually pull up a 2 team that would actually easily compete well for this encounter against the Feyenoord, because we know that their game later this weekend also against Atlanta. It's actually a top one that's in the Italian Serie A. But you talk about the game between Barcelona and Benfica. Yes, Barcelona will be taking on to the field of play since the death of their head doctor who died over the course of the weekend just before their game against Osasuna. And I don't know how this can affect the players, the psychology of the players, or even the backroom staff also. And probably it's going to be the best time for Benfica to actually take on a Barcelona Football Club. But going into that encounter, 1-0. We know that the lyrics of the likes of Rafinha, Robert Lewandowski, as well as Lamine Yamal up front. This threat is one that every side in Europe should actually be scared of. And then talk about that German heavyweight football there at the Bay Arena, Leverkusen against Bayern Munich. Both sides lost over the course of the weekend. And then 3-0. Can Bayer Leverkusen mount a comeback? Well, I would say they are capable of mounting a comeback, but well, it's going to be easy to mount a comeback. Why is it going to be easy? Because we know that for 90 minutes now, Manuel Neuer won't be in goal. And we know how much Manuel Neuer actually, maybe controls the gameplay and proves to be so much reliable when it's time to count on him. And before Bayer Leverkusen, can they just get things right from the onset when they take onto the field of play from the blast of the whistle till the end of it. And I'm very sure they can mount a comeback but it's not going to be an easy one. And going into that game there at the Anfield, Liverpool against the Paris Saint-Germain. Well, for Ancelotti, he is even scared.
Hold on, because I'd like to take you on. Since we're putting everything together now, Barcelona Football Club, if there's any one of the ways they want to honor one of the medics, the chief medics of the side, is for them to win tonight against Benfica. It's a 0-0. Paco Bassi will not be playing this game. He was sent off in that game in Benfica a week ago. And so, hopefully tonight we'll see Ronaldo Araujo, the Uruguayan, taking the place of the young Spaniard. So maybe to some extent.
And you hope that 𝐒𝐻𝐿 can also be at his best as it was that was in
the first leg.
In Portugal, in the first leg.
In the first leg, all right. So, what's his name? Robert Lewandowski is fit and good to go. The game against Osasuna the weekend, there were doubts over him playing that game, even though that game was called off. But tonight, as Hansi Flick says, hey, the polish is good to go. So the other game that I probably want to ask you has got to do with Leverkusen against Bayern. If Bayern Leverkusen don't take a lead in the first 15-20 minutes, do you think it's over?
No. I don't think so.
All right.
Because we know about Leverkusen, they get the goals. They tend to get the goals in the later stages of the game.
Can they get 3 goals in 10 minutes?
Can they get 3 goals in 10 minutes?
Yes.
Yes, they can.
But don't forget also there's no Florian Wirtz in this side.
Well, I think it doesn't really matter.
Where will the creativity come from?
You can count on the likes of INT'L. You know, we mentioned him. Emiliano Buenda, the Argentine. You can count on him also.
Buenda?
Yeah, you can count on him.
Florian Wirtz?
You can count on him.
To Florian Wirtz.
So in all these sort of games, I look at it from a point of view where I see maybe Bayern Munich, they have fallen off. But they are no longer that side.
Do you want to? Are you saying this because of how they suffer over the weekend? 2-0, they lost 3 goals.
It's not about the weekend. It's about how Bayern Munich they've been fine. Maybe last season they got into the semi-finals of the UEFA Champions League.
Okay, so let me just put this straight so we can jump to other games. You see them lose tonight but still qualify, or you see them not even qualify at all.
Well, it's not going to be easy for Bayer Leverkusen to get more than 4 goals.
I thought this was over. 3-0.
We know
first leg.
Maybe that's why we love the UEFA Champions League.
That's the beauty of it anyway. Let's talk about Liverpool and Paris Saint-Germain quickly here. What do the Parisians need to do tonight?
Well, for Paris Saint-Germain, all they need to do is actually go all out at the Anfield, get goals against the Liverpool Football Club. We know that there was just one deterring factor. That was the last time they faced off, and that was Alisson Becker, the Brazilian, being so much on his A game. 26 saves against Paris Saint-Germain away from home. I think it was the best performance from a goalkeeper, and he also attested to that. But for Liverpool, Ancelotti said that for them to qualify, they need to also get the goals against the Paris Saint-Germain. But now, getting the goals against Paris Saint-Germain, are you going to expose your defense line? And I think that is something you want to do against the Parisians. You look at the attacking lines they have. Bade Bakula, you talk about Ousmane Dembele, you talk about Kvaratskhelia, you talk about Gonzalo Ramos, who might actually start from the bench, Vitinha, Rizari, and Emery. All of these are players. I think they are actually great of an attacking threat. And we know how much of what they did to Manchester City. I know someone might want to say that Manchester City are no longer the city that won the UEFA Champions League or that won 3 consecutive or 4 Premier League titles. Yes, I know they are not that side, but Manchester City getting a 2-goal advantage in that game, 2-goal lead in that game, and eventually losing by 4-2. I should tell you enough that Paris Saint-Germain, they can actually pull the weight when they get to the Anfield. But we know that for the Anfield also, for Liverpool, they've lost just the 1 game at the Anfield this season, and that was that game to the hands of Nottingham Forest. Can they lose another game? And, this would be the best night to see if they can lose another game in the UEFA Champions League or at the Anfield. And that would actually test that technical level of their manager in person of Luis Enrique. Yes, to test that the technical ability of Luis Enrique and of all other players. Marquinhos in the defense line. You talk about Donnarumma also as the goalkeeper. You talk about Nuno Mendes, who kept Mohamed Salah at bay.
This is Anfield.
But this is Anfield. Mohamed Salah, when he scored 2 penalties over the weekend.
It's not part of football.
It is part of football. But you tell me how much Southampton also kept him as bay?
Let Nuno Mendes pull him down in the box, and you see what the referee will do tonight. Okay, so because we have to go now, and there's a way Kenny was just watching SAMIES when he was doing the analysis. Maybe he was saying in his mind, don't say this thing you have to say. 90 minutes, we'll probably decide. And that's it. That's the thing when you watch analysts break down figures, you just watch them one kind and say, just get this talk away and let's see the game. So we're done talking, so you go see the game starting from 6:45. But before we go, you need some cool 10,000, right? Come on, guys. What are you waiting for? So, but there's a new twist to all of the Cocoa Box of a thing we've been doing in the last 1 week. So, starting from Wednesday, the draws will now be twice a day, no longer once. So, we'll have it 2 p.m. during call and win, and between 5 and 6 during a gay. So, there you have it. So, how do you go about playing it? Simple thing for you to do. Just dial 347 star 347 star 253 hash. And follow the prompts on any network, or you go to the website www.co-box.fun, or you just put .com, whatever you want to put, fun or com, and then you just have it on